Hi everyone, welcome to today's class. Today we're gonna continue this International Accounting Unit 4. Okay, the first under this heading is timeliness of accounting information. So what it means, it is refers to the provision of information which users quickly enough for them to take action. The timeliness concept is of the particular importance of four areas of a business. Okay, so based on this, the next one is a definition. So this principle in accounting refers to the need for accounting information and be presented to the users in a time of fulfill their decision making needs. Okay. The next one is what are the four areas business? Okay, which I already said. The first one is financial statements. So, which means the issuance of a financial statements cannot be so delayed that a company managers realize that late that there is a serious performance of liquidity problems that must be rectified. So, which is consequently the concept of timeliness in the area means that the controller should use fast close techniques to close the books and distribute accurate financial statement as quickly as possible. Okay. The next one is variance analysis. So these are many cost accounting variance in the areas of a sales, purchasing, material used, overhead, direct labor. So the accounting department typically compiles the report these variances following the end of the month. So which delayed reporting is much too late for managers to take corrective actions. So which is consequently it is generally better to adopt real time variance. So reporting on a shop floor rather than having the accounting staff deal with it. Okay, then the next one is responsibility reporting. So it is the revenue and expense result of a business which can be subdivided and assigned to the various responsible parties throughout the organization. If so, the timeliness concept may mean the information is being pushed out to the users on the daily basis rather than the monthly schedule that is usually followed for issuance of financial statements. Then finally, regulatory reportings. So which means it is a publicly held company must make certain reports at a quarterly annual intervals. So if not, the company will not be compliant with the requirements of the supervising government entity. So based on these examples, we can see that the accounting department should adjust its reporting schedule to meet the varying needs of the users of different types of information. So in some cases involving variance reporting, it may not be possible for accounting information to be provided in a timely manner, in which case this type of reporting should be discontinued. In an inherent problem with the timeliness of a information concept is that it may cost more to compile, analyze and report information at a more and rapid pace. So another issue is that there is less time to uncover and correct errors. So there is a greater risk of releasing inaccurate informations. The next one is importance. So, based on this importance, the timeliness of accounting information is a highly desirable since information that is presented timely generated more relevant to the user's whole conversely. So, which delay in the provisions of information tends to render it less relevant to the decision making needs of the users. This timeliness principle is therefore closely related to the relevance of principles. So this is important to protect the users of accounting information from basing their decision on outdated information. So imagine the problem that could arise if a company was in issue its financial statement of a public after 12 months of the accounting period. So the users of a financial statement, such as potential investors, would probably find it hard to assess whether the present financial circumstances of the company have changed drastically from those reflected in the financial statements. Okay, so based on this, the users of accounting information must be provided financial statements on a time basis and to ensure that their financial decisions are based upon the date information. So that this can be achieved by the reporting financial performance of a companies with sufficient regulatory, for example, quarterly, half yearly, annually. So which depending on the size, the complexity of the business operations, unreasonable delay in reporting accounting information to users must also be avoided. So in several jurisdictions, this regulatory authorities, that is example, stock exchange commission, and tend to impose restrictions on the maximum number of days, so that companies may take to issue financial statements to the publics. So this timeliness of accounting information is also emphasized in events, okay, which is in IAS 10, Indian International Accounting Standards, okay, 10. After the reporting period, which required the entities to report all the significant post balance sheet events that occur of the date when the financial statement are authorized for the issue. Okay, so this ensures that the users are made aware of the material transaction and events that occur after the reporting period when the financial statements are being issued, rather than having to wait for the next set of financial statement for such informations. Okay, the next headings, timeliness versus reliability. So which means, whereas timely presentation of accounting, okay, so this information is highly desirable, it may conflict with the objective to present a reliable information. So this is because producing reliable accurate information may take more time, but the delay in provision of accounting information may make less relevant to users. Okay, so, therefore, it is necessary that an appropriate balance is achieved between the timeliness and the reliability of the accounting informations. So, and next, one sec. So, the next topic is foreign exchange, means forex. Okay, it's the meaning. So, it is the trading of one currency for another. So, which example? So, one can swap the US dollar for a euro. Okay, so this is with the foreign exchange transaction can take place on the foreign exchange market, also known as forex market. So this market is the largest, most liquid market in the world. So with the trillions of dollars changing hands every day, there is no centralized location. Rather, the forex market is an electronic network of a bank, brokers, institutions, and individual traders, mostly trading through brokers and banks. The second one is foreign exchange risk or issues. So this is the risk refers to the loss that an international financial transactions may occur due to the currency fluctuations. So also known as a currency risk, fixed risk and exchange rate risk. So it describes the possibility that an investment's value may decrease due to the changes and relative value of the involved currencies. Investors may experience jurisdiction risk in the form of foreign exchange risk. So there are three types of foreign exchange risk. The first one is transaction risk. So which means this is the risk that company faces when it's buying a product from a company located in another country. So the price of the product will be denominated in the selling company currency. If the selling company currency were appreciate versus the buying company currency, then the company doing the buying with have the large payments in its base currency to meet the contracted price. The next one is translation risk. So, which means a parent company owning a subsidiary in another country could face losses when the subsidiary financial statements, so which will be denominated in the country's currency, so which have to be translated back to the parent company's currency. And the next one is economic risk, so which is also called forecast risk, which refers to the company when a company's market value is continuously impacted by an unavoidable exposure to currency fluctuations. So these companies that are subject to foreign exchange risk, which can implement hedging strategies to mitigate that risk. So this usually involves forward contracts, options, other exotic financial products, and if done properly, so can protect the company from unwanted foreign exchange moves. Okay, based on this, the next topic is foreign currency issues when importing or exporting. What are the issues they are facing? Okay, so these businesses which import or export goods need to bear in mind a number of key issues when making the transaction in a foreign currencies. So by this, the foreign currency transaction are sensitive to fluctuations in the exchange rate. So a price you agree with a customer or a suppliers on one day could rise or fall if the exchange rate changes. So if you are exporting, you must decide whether it's the best price your goods and services in the local currency of the country with which you are trading. So the decision will depend on individual circumstances and on factors such as how you wanted to present yourself on the market. So how your competitors set their prices. If you are importing components priced in a foreign currency that form part of goods you are selling in sterling, so you will need to decide how to price those goods and reflect the exchange rates. So if you are trading with the companies in the eurozone, okay, means European unions. So this is the member of states that used to as a euro. Okay, so there are many practice and standards to make life easier. So these are the foreign exchange risk. Okay, so I have given in a page number 47. It will be until page number 50. Accounting terms. There are financial terms and accounting terms, business terms. So you can check it out now. Accounting terms I have given that. So you can check one by one. After that, you will get a clear thing. Okay, it will be on a single line which you can understand easily. Which I have given in a PDF. Please go through that. If you have any doubt, please let me know. Okay. So by this unit 4 is over. We'll meet you all in the next unit with the next subject strategic management, right? So until take care and bye.